Hello, this is Miho from Canada. How are you guys doing? I hope your mental and physical health are good and fit. So today, I'm going to talk about accepting changes. This is something that you all might notice that things are not the same anymore, and it's been changing like daily, maybe momentarily, and you hear so much information at the same given time global wise. So one individual cannot consume what's happening around the world global wise fully. It's just so much is happening, and you hear them at the same time. So it really, you need to focus on the concept that things are changing. And before, try to keep it the same way was the kind of the beauty, so that it just try to remain the same methods and carry over the generations of the wisdom or the methods that really worked before. But now it's all globalized, and all cultures are all in the same pot, and what's normal to one culture and what's normal to the other culture will be so different. And we are at the point where we need to accept that as is. So what's normal in general, it could be so widespread, but we need to kind of pinpoint the base where we respect each other and we respect individual basis, and to live comfortably each other instead of being agitated and get angry or frustrated. But the thing is, once you accept the changes, it's good, but those who resist the changes, because people are habitual creature where really enjoy the same habit because it's comfortable, because something you're familiar with and very ease, right? Having the change is something you need a lot of power and energy to do that, and it's a lot of work. So it's good, like it's natural to feel this comfortable place, that being the same and stay the same. But when you really think about it, we never stay the same. When you look at the kids, you will notice that they constantly changing. The way it's moved to how they grow and how they display their knowledge, it's constantly changing. That's how they grow, because their growth rates are so fast compared to those who are adults, right? So you see in a condensed version. And the same for the adults too. We look the same because we stopped growing, sort of. But mentally, physically, you're growing, and you're always changing. Up till now, you didn't see it as much or as fast as now, but we are always and constantly changing. So one thing is to accept the changes, what's happening now, what's going to be happening, and it's very unknown. Certainty makes people feel frustrated and kind of agitated and all that, but put that in your plan. Things will change. Then when you face something that has a big wave of change and come, it reduces the stress and anxiety, because you plan to have this change, which you don't know what, but at least in your mind and heart, it will come. Some sort of change is happening. So that when you have that in you, it's easier to adapt. and reduces the stress and anxiety. So good things to plan ahead in your mind that things will change. And also really stabilize yourself and keep your vibration really steady. That means like when you go out and you feel this big wave of change and you need to adapt, or you might have to change the ways a bit, and people might get really upset or people get really frustrated, and even though you feel really calm, but you will pick up those signals, pick up those feelings, and pick up those words and all the behaviors, and you will feel it, and as if like you are getting their emotions and or experiencing their emotions. And sometimes if you're not planned, you will feel that and get upset by yourself. But the source it's not you. It's coming from the outside. So when you're really calm and relaxed, you can separate those. You can see the separations. Those frustrations are not coming from inside. It's coming from outside or other people. But when you're all worked up, you just blind out the difference. So you get really agitated and you get really affected easily. So having a frequency, having your mode really stable is very important, and you have the means to do it by, some people exercise, some people just totally relax and good rest and treat yourself really good and kind, and those things to bring yourself really down to the earth, down to yourself. And when you keep doing that, which I do all the time, and you could release all the tension that you may pick up from outside, or you can really stabilize yourself and you can go back to the state where you feel really comfortable with yourself. So not being affected by other forces so easily and really makes you feel uneasy for hours or days, towards at a time. So it saves your anxiety and stress at the same time. So really calm yourself and let those frustration go which you picked up from others, and don't hold it in, just release. And this is done by the practice. You just consciously think, okay, this is not from me, it's from outside, so you just let them go and just release. And that's the practice that you can develop and be very stable and a calm and peaceful, harmonized state. And when you do that, individual by individual, the world would be so good. We respect each other, and we treat each other kindly. So that's where we need to be shifting, instead of getting frustrated and all worked up and get upset and pointing fingers at people. None of those would be seen if individual takes care of themselves and really look after their heart and soul and mind. So start with yourself and you will see the difference what's happening around you or family, because you're very stable and harmonized with yourself. That's the source number one that you need to look after. Literally, that's all you really need to do. And you want to jump in to help others, that feeling is so grateful, but unless you know how to look after yourself, you don't really know how to look after the others, because looking after yourself is the core thing, and that itself needs a lot of work too. So first focus on yourself and release the tension and just be calm state. That will really help. Okay, see you soon.